Good morning, everybody. I want to thank Matt, who's a great president of Firefighters in Michigan, who I love, for that introduction, and for his and all of his brothers and sisters' service in Southeast Michigan. We're lucky to have them, and I appreciate all of you. Is Michigan in the house? Okay, that is not loud enough or present enough. I hope Michigan's in the house. I'm very proud of my brothers and sisters, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And I know I'm just the warm-up act to Joe Biden, so that's not a great place to be. But he is a good man, and you all helped get him elected, and I want to thank you for that. Joe Biden is my brother, and I might talk about that in the end. And I want to thank President Kelly for his leadership and for his invitation for me to be here with you today. Thank you to everyone here today for both your work on the front lines of keeping our community safe and your leadership on behalf of your fellow firefighters, working to ensure that you have the support and resources that you need to safely do your job. Firefighters have one of the toughest and most dangerous jobs around. When we're in times of our greatest need, we turn to you, our first responders, and we ask you for your service, but we count on it. We just know you're going to be there. We ask you to save us from destruction, help us in times of duress, and to rescue us from great danger. You do that job, and you do it damn well every single day. Thank you. You do it willingly and with the knowledge that it carries great risk. And you never fail and you never flinch. And you never say it's too dangerous or too late or too hard. You look at what's got to be done and you do it. And for this, we can never thank you enough. There are occasions when some of us owe you our lives, but we also just owe you a debt for your service. And this means that we've got a job to do, or I feel like I do, in the United States Congress, and I have to remind every one of those colleagues I work with, to ensure that you've got the resources that you need, the best facilities for your staff, strong protections on the job, and the best equipment to keep you safe. To that end, I am very proud to be working closely alongside the IAFF to develop legislation that will ensure that firefighters who risk their lives every day are not exposed to dangerous chemicals on the job. Among the numerous dangers that you face in your line of work, you also risk contamination and exposure to PFAS chemicals. PFAS is used in firefighter turnout gear as a water repellent, and it's also been used in that firefighting foam. And currently, it's an occupational hazard that you have to face every day. All 3 layers of firefighter turnout gear, but particularly the moisture barrier layer, have been shown to contain PFAS chemicals. These forever chemicals are around all of us, and evidence shows that they are linked to a number of serious health risks, from a weakened immune system to cancer. Your safety on the job is non-negotiable. It's bad enough that these chemicals are in the environment around us. They're in every fish that has been caught in the Great Lakes, which isn't great, in our everyday products. And people have no idea that it's been in Teflon pans and in socks and is cosmetics and food container wrappers, but we're getting it done. We're getting rid of it. But exposure to hazardous materials that can cause cancer must not be the expectation or accepted by this profession. We need to revolutionize the gear and tools that firefighters utilize on the job to ensure that they remain protected as you protect our communities. Firefighters risk their lives every day, and I am committed to making sure that you have every protection available for you. The legislation we're working on will accelerate the research and development of alternative materials that will provide firefighters the same safety on the job, while also protect, so that we want you to have safe equipment, but we also don't want you exposed to these hazardous chemicals. And this is a bipartisan issue. This kind of work should never be partisan. Safety is an issue we all care about and all need to work together on. Democrat and Republican colleagues, firefighters, manufacturers, researchers, and others need to work together to enact this legislation, address the issue, and remove these harmful chemicals from the protective gear of firefighters. I will also continue to ensure Congress provides funds to invest directly in your communities across the country. I work closely with fire departments across my district to help them take advantage of available federal grants, like FEMA's Assistance to Firefighter Grant programs, to hire and recruit and retain firefighters, conduct fire prevention education and training, and more. And I also want you to know that labor has no greater friend in Congress than me, and I am proud to co-sponsor the PRO Act, which we reintroduced last week. This is the most significant upgrade to U.S. labor law in 80 years. And I know when unions are strong, all workers benefit. The PRO Act protects union elections from employer interference, requires employers to negotiate with newly elected unions, ensures employees can't be misclassified as supervisors or independent contractors, invalidates state right to work for less laws, and stiffens penalties for violations of workers' rights. And I've long made it my priority since I walked in the door of Congress, which wasn't that long ago, it's in between, to protect pensions. Pensions are a promise to working Americans that if you work hard, you'll be able to have a secure retirement. Unfortunately, this dream may soon be out of reach for many Americans unless we act soon. And I promise you, I will continue to fight to protect the benefits that American workers have earned through a lifetime of labor, work, dedication, and commitment. The bottom line is that when workers are better off, the very fabric of our country is made stronger. Partnering with labor is one of the best parts of my job because you embody and work so hard to uphold so many of the values that guide my work in Congress. And now I'm going to take a personal moment to tell you how important the firefighters are to me. They are my brothers and sisters in the district. I had to move from Dearborn, but in Dearborn, I was at the firefighter halls every week. I ate dinner with the guys and gals. I was part of the burn drive. We did charitable work together. And I was married to a great man. Some of you may have known. He was always a fighter for the unions. And he was stubborn to the day he died. But those firefighters got Jeff Lentz, who was president of the Dearborn firefighters. John would fall, cut his head, need to go to the hospital, lock himself in the bathroom. He wasn't going to let anybody take him anyplace. And those guys and gals loved him. They were there when he died. They stood guard, stood honor when his casket lay in state. When Joe Biden came out to do John's eulogy, they took the fire truck, raised it over the church, and had the flag. And Joe Biden walked under their truck and paid tribute to all of them. The firefighters in my district, from downriver to Western Wayne to Western Washtenaw, I get in their halls as much as I can. They care and give so much to our community. We can never thank you enough for what you do every day. But you are my brothers and sisters. I will never stop fighting for you. And you are the backbone of our communities. And we have to make sure we keep you strong, treat you right, and give you what you deserve. I love you all. Thank you very much.
Madam Congresswoman, we need champions. We need people to stand up and fight for us. What you've done, what you're doing to protect our firefighters with the PFAS Free Alternatives Act is doing just that. You're going to save lives. And tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, we're all going to go out and rally your colleagues to get them to sign on to your bill. And we will not leave any door unkicked in to get that done. So thank you so much for everything you do, and God bless you.